Hi everyone. Thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's online Speak Out Home practice session. My name is Samantha Ellenderry. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. I'm here to help you establish and maintain a consistent Speak Out Home practice routine. I hope you all had a nice weekend and that you are starting to incorporate intent into everything that you're doing. So go ahead and chat and tell me, what did you do this weekend with intent? Hopefully you're walking with intent, swallowing with intent, doing everything with intent. Intent is the most important word for everybody with Parkinson's. If you've never chatted before on our website, you'll see the chat box and it'll say type in your nickname. If you will just type your first name and where you're from, I would put Samantha from Dallas. You don't need to create a login or password or anything like that. The chat disappears at the end of the day and then resets for the next session. Our topic today is President's Day. I bet if you're practicing with us from the U.S., I bet you could guess that. Everybody say President's Day with intent. Ready? President's Day. Now really speak out. Get the words in front of you. Don't let Parkinson's keep them back here. Speak out. Ready? President's Day. And like we do on every session, let's go ahead and smile with intent. Here we go. We have to practice smiling. And now it's time to take a sip of water before we get started. We're going to go through the speak out exercises pretty quickly because for our bonus reading, I have the Gettysburg Address, and you just can't read part of it. We need to read the whole Gettysburg Address, so we'll need some extra time. So we're going to go through the other exercises with a lot of intent. First exercise, may, me, my, mo, moo. Lift your voice and project it over your computer. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Connect the sounds. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Throw your voice across your room. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Imagine you're a president and you're projecting out, let's say your microphone went out. You're not yelling, you're projecting your voice forward. Let's do it again. May, me, my, mo, moo. And one more time. May, me, my, mo, moo. Good. Take a sip of water. Grab that cup or glass with intent. Swallow with intent. Speak out exercise number 2, the ahs. Deliberately open your mouth wide and project that ah up and over your computer. Ready? Ah. Good. Again. Let's do it again. Nice, clear, strong voice. Let's do a shorter one with intent. And one more. more. Be deliberate. Okay, go ahead and take a sip of water. Let you look at this nice picture that Lisa or Julie or maybe even Sandy put together. President's Day. If you're joining us from another country, when is your President's Day? I bet you have one. When do you celebrate President's Day in Canada and Australia and all the other countries where people are practicing with us from? All right, let's go ahead and do the glides. Project out a steady ah, and then slowly glide up with intent. Here we go. Be deliberate. Really think about what you're doing. Let's do it again. Make sure to get all those little notes in there. Just slowly glide up. Ready? Good. Let's do it again. Keep the mouth open on the way down. Don't drop your head. Don't close your mouth. Keep projecting your voice forward, even though you're gliding up and down. Let's do one more with intent. Stop. Very nice. Let's take a sip of water. We are working hard this morning. The next exercise is the counting. Go ahead and lift every number. Project it forward. Be deliberate. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's go backward. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I try to reach for the last word. If you tend to trail off when you talk, then practice. When you do the exercises, just exaggerate a little bit more. Just kind of reach out for the last syllable or the last number of what you say. Even when you're doing your ahs, or try to think about the end. Let's do this one. Start with number 1. Reach out on those third numbers even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very good. All right, take a sip of water. We're going to move on to the reading exercise. We're going to read a few sentences with intent. Okay, now we're putting real words, not just numbers, real words to our intentional voice, our intentional speech. Read each sentence twice. The second time, use more intent. Exaggerate those highlighted words. Here we go. President's Day is a United States holiday. Again, President's Day is a United States holiday. Really, you probably have that in all different countries, so we need to change that sentence. Next one. President's Day is the third Monday in February. Again, President's Day is the third Monday in February. One thing I'm noticing as we go through and we develop these materials, we really need to become more worldly. So, for example, this one I would say, President's Day in the United States is the third Monday in February. Let's say that again together. Ready? President's Day in the United States. Ready? President's Day in the United States is the third Monday in February. Good. And also, if any of you have ideas for sessions, you can send those ideas to intent@parkinsonvoiceproject.org. Help us make these a little bit more worldly, although when we do have these big holidays in the U.S., we will definitely celebrate those. Let's read this sentence. George Washington was born on February 22nd, 1732. Again, George Washington was born on February 22nd, 1732. Next one. On April 30th, 1789, George Washington took his oath of office as the first president of the United States. Again, more intent. On April 30th, 1789, George Washington took his oath of office as the first president of the United States. Take a sip of water. There is a picture of George Washington. Now I'm going to show you a couple other pictures of presidents. I want you to say their name and at least two things you can think about them and that you know about them, and say every single word with intent. Go ahead. Let's read this. Ready? John F. Kennedy, president in the early 1960s and during Cuban Missile Crisis, from Massachusetts. Next picture, say his name and a couple things you know about him. Speak with intent. Let's read this with intent. Ronald Reagan, president in the 1980s, former actor, governor of California. Let's go ahead and do Dr. Boone's words, and then we're going to read the Gettysburg Address. Here we go. Gula gun ga ga. Again. Gula gun ga ga. And next. Kukamanguka. Kukamanguka. Ready? Gangla. Gangla. Next one. Kukla. Kukla. All right, go ahead and get a sip of water. Get ready to read the Gettysburg Address. As we're reading it, as we're reading it, certain words are highlighted. That will help to keep us together. If you get behind, don't worry, you can catch up at the next highlighted word. So here we go. We're going to read the Gettysburg Address. I want you to imagine that you are Abraham Lincoln. I bet he didn't have a microphone at that point. You don't want to yell. You want to speak out, project your voice, exaggerate. Here we go. 67 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. Really stretch it out. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. Are you with me? It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. Come on, speak out more. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion, that we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. All right, we're going to start with that this nation, now come on, more intent, ready? That this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. You can download today's reading material. One of the advantages of it is that it's already in large print. And actually, it's really large print. Take what you learned in this session. Practice, 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 and then practice some more. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will enjoy looking at the chat comments to see what you did this past weekend with intent. I can never see the chat comments while I'm doing this session, but I always go in afterwards to look at them. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow.